Welcome back to my channel, guys. In this video we'll learn how to make this beautiful DIY reversible bralette with a crisscross back. Okay, you can wear this to a beach or you can wear a jacket over it. Now these are the measurements you'll be needing and I'll show you how to get these measurements. So for your bust height, you're going to measure from the top part of your bust like this to the underbust. For this mannequin it is 8 inches, and then for the side bust to the mid chest, you're going to take your side bust like this to the mid chest like this, and for this it is also 8 inches. And for your underbust, round underbust, you're going to get the round underbust like this. So get your own measurements. For the measurement I'm working with for the bust height and the side bust to the mid chest is, for myself it is 7 inches, right? I'm going to add 1 inch to it to make it 8 inches. The 1 inch is for similar one. So if your own is 8 inches, just like the mannequin, you're going to add 1 inch similar to it to make it 9 inches. All right, so I'm going to be cutting a square of 8 inches, right? I'm marking 8 inches square right now, and note that this fabric is on fold. That means I'll be having 2 pieces of the square shape, right? So I'm going to cut it out after marking. I'm taking away the selvage because I don't need it. So I'm going to just cut it open because it's on fold. So I will have 2 pieces of it. So now I'm going to be cutting for my underbust, the band for my underbust, right? So I'm going to fold my fabric into 2. So my round underbust is 26. That means folded into 2 is going to be 13 inches. But because I'll be adding a loop at the back, okay, I'm not going to mark exactly 13 inches, but rather I'm going to I'm going to remove 2 inches from the 13 inches. That means I'll have 11 inches, right, left on fold. When I open it up, it's going to be 22 inches, right? So I'm marking 22 inches, and the length of this band is going to be 6 inches, right? I want it to be exactly on my navel. If you want yours to be higher, like you want it to be really crop, like you want your stomach to show a little bit, you can mark 5 inches or you can even mark 4 inches, but I want mine to sit on my navel, so I'm marking 6 inches. Okay, then I have this now and I have the bands. Now I'm going to cut the same thing on this other fabric. Now if you're not making yours reversible, like you want to use a lining, you can go ahead and cut exactly this on your lining, right? So let's assume this other fabric is going to be used as my lining. So I'll cut exactly the same thing on the other fabric. This is going to be my cup. Note, we're going to use this as the cup, right? So I have 2 of each of them, and then I'm going to cut this band too on this other fabric. I have 1 piece of each of them. I'm cutting out the selvage. I don't need it, but the length is actually 6 inches, right? So now I have everything cut out. Now to get the cup, but first we're going to gum the fusible interfacing on it, yes, to make it stiff. Before I get the shape of cut out my cup, we're going to gum an interface on it, all right, on the wrong side, on 4 of them. So I'll just do that, and I've done that, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to just place the 4 of them together and trim out Just make sure that they are equal, right? Make sure that everything is equal because it's square shape, that is 8 inches, remember, on each side. Just cut out any excess and make sure that it is equal. Then now I'm going to get the cup. So please guys, if you're watching and you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe and hit on the like button. All right, thank you. So now to get the cup, you're going to fold this like this into two to look like a triangle, sort of, yeah. And then you're going to iron it down. This is optional, but it helps it stay in place. Then you're going to fold it over like this, okay. The points should meet each other, and then you're going to cut out that fold that you made. Cut it out, you don't need that. I'll repeat the same thing for this one. Fold it like this and fold it like this again. Then I'll cut out that fold. Now this is what I have. Okay, when you open it up, it will have this L shape. Now I'm going to fold it back to how it was, and see this pointy part. Now I'm going to eliminate it with my French curve. So you're going to place your French curve like this, and then just blend it like this, like you would when you're doing your cups or bustier, right? So you're going to cut it out so that it will eliminate that pointy edge. This is our cup. If you don't have a French curve, you can actually eyeball it or use your chalk and just curve it out and cut it out like this. Now this is what we have. I'll do this for, yeah, it's for the 4 of them. Okay, now I'm going to go to my machine and sew from the upper part to the down part by 1/2 of an inch. Each of them, there are 4 pieces, so I'll sew each of them, right? So I've done that with 1/2 of an inch, as you can see. I'll go ahead and open up that part that is on fold on the upper part, because I want to, open this seam and press it. You want it to lay flat so that it will remove any bulginess or anything. So open the seams and iron it. 4 of them. I've done that. I'm going to set it aside, and I'm going to cut the strap. Now this strap is what 1.5 inches by width and 50 inches by length. I'll sew it with 1/4 of an inch, and I'll turn it inside out. Now I'm going to iron it now, make it lay flat. All right, now to attach the strap, I'm going to put it on this upper part of my cup like this. Make sure it's the same, that is, you're placing it at the middle, right, of the seam there. And then you're going to cover it up with this one, front facing front. Match the seams, please. This is very important. Pin this up, pin the size as well, match the size as well, and pin everything up. Take your time to do this because you want your work to come out really nice and beautiful. Okay, pin everything, pin the size, and then I'm going to also do this for the other cup. After matching up the size and pinning, I'll go ahead and sew it round with 1/2 of an inch my machine. I'll leave the downside open, right? I've done that. Okay, now I'm going to trim out the excess because I want it to just remove any bulginess. Just trim out the excess, and I'll flip it to the right side, and I'll iron it. All right, iron the cup with your ball or your arm. All right, because it's your cup, you don't want it to be flat, it's curved. So iron it with your ball, make everything lay flat. Okay, now I'm going to place it together like this. Place the cups together, make it align. Then I'm going to trim out any excess. You want everything to be nice and neat and equal. Trim out every excess, and now it's time to attach it to the band, right? So I'm folding these 2 pieces together, and then I'll get the midpoint and I'll notch it. just mark out the wrong side. Then I'm going to attach the cups to it. Make sure that the fabrics are matching. Okay, now on this the notched part, you're going to place your cup like this, and then you're going to pin it. Remember, you're pinning from the notch that you made. Just take your time to do this. I also pin the other cup. Okay, starting from that notch, it's going to be side by side together. Don't leave any space there. Just match up the cups there on the notch that you made. Pin it up like so. Now I'm going to take to my sewing machine and I'll sew the cups to the band with 1/4 of an inch, right? I've done that, and then the next thing I'm going to do is, okay, what we have here, what I will do next is to place this one on it, front facing front, match the notch, right? Match the notch and pin it up. So I'm going to, match everything together. Then I'm going to put the straps inside because I'll be sewing the down part as well. So put everything inside and sew the upper part with 1/2 of an inch and the bottom with 1/2 of an inch. You're going to leave the sides open, all right? So I've done that, and I'm going to put my hand on one of the sides that is open and flip out everything, bring it out, and I'm going to iron it, make everything lay flat. And then the next thing is to finish up the open ends, right, and attach the loops. Now on what you're going to do is you're going to fold in 1/2 of an inch on each of these ends that are open. Fold in 1/2 of an inch like this, like I am doing, and you're going to iron it. Okay, now the reason for ironing is because you want it to stay put or just lay flat. It's going to make it easy for you to attach the loops. I'll do the same thing for the other side. Flip in or fold in 1/2 of an inch and then iron. So by now you already have your loops, that's the straps you're going to use as your loops. I already cut it out from the long strap I made. Okay, so now I have my loops and I'm going to be folding it into two like this, and I'll put it inside there. I'll pin it. Now I think I'll be attaching 4 loops on one side, that is on each of the sides. So I'm going to just do the same thing for the other side, and I'm going to sew it. We're going to sew it and make sure that the stitches are tight so that the loops are strong, right? So I'll do the same thing for this other side, and then I'm going to sew it like this at the edge. And that will be all. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. See you in my next video. Bye.